When I think about my dad's faith, I think about Matthew 6:5. When you pray, don't be like the hypocrites, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and on the street corners to be seen by others. Dad's faith was always private, one to be lived in his values, not in his words. He never really spoke of his faith, but there was never a question of how important it was to him. His faith guided him to care for others deeply, to donate dollars and time to the needy, and always have kindness and love to offer his friends and family. His faith was never discussed or pushed on another. I remember when he challenged me when I was being intolerant of his faith and said, "I hope you realize that when you hate all the same people, you still have a problem with unity." It was a realization for me that I couldn't demand his acceptance of my lesbian identity if I wasn't willing to be accepting of his Catholic faith. Dear Dad, thank you for teaching me patience and politeness. I'll never forget your repetitive line, no matter how stubborn I could be as a kid. Politeness counts, kiddo. Thank you for teaching me how to drive, to change a headlight or a windshield wiper. Taking care of my car will forever remind me of our times together. Thank you for all of the horseback riding lessons and the patience to teach me how to merge onto a highway safely. I was always amused of you taking advantage of our horseback riding lessons being out in Brighton so you could teach me how to drive away from all other vehicles. I will miss those creative solutions. Thank you for always being there to teach me and learn from me. I will miss being able to call and ask for advice. Thank you for teaching me a love of swimming. I will forever think of you every time I swim laps, even though I never inherited your courage for high diving. Thank you for all the adventures, from mini golf excursions to our trip of a lifetime to Italy. I will forever cherish going to the same restaurant in Rome every night to get you the same warm chocolate cake that you loved, or the hotel breakfast buffet you could eat a mountain of food from, despite the chemo suppressing your appetite. The joy I felt watching you eat to have the energy to fight back against the cancer was the most beautiful display of love for our family, to stay with us for as long as you could. I will forever cherish the joy you had going to Mass in Vatican City and then seeing the Pope speak in St. Peter's Square. Thank you for the gift of being able to travel together and letting me be there to share that holy experience with you. I will forever cherish the moments we spent together at the Rome, Sicily American Military Cemetery. The pride you had for our family's sacrifice in World War II, the honor you felt to sit in front of your namesake's grave. How badly I wish I could call you and tell you I found your Uncle Bill's Purple Heart. I will miss being able to pick up the phone and call you anytime I want. A year ago today, we were off on our last road trip together to Devil's Tower. The awe you had for Mother Nature was truly something special. To Mount Rushmore, where your quirky humor when you asked the clerk if they had any bookends other than the presidents on the mountain. You wanted a Washington bookend and a Trump bookend for the beginning and the end of the Republic. The clerk was not pleased, but you still found common ground with her over your shared military service. To Little Bighorn Battlefield and Monument, the ranger was ready to go home, but you always found a way to have a connection with everyone. And he even enjoyed staying late, letting us stay after closing to share his wisdom and learn from yours. To the couple from Louisiana we stayed talking with till almost sundown, and I will always marvel at your ability and attempt to emulate your ability to find common ground, even with people you disagree with so deeply. That trip, you taught me so much about how to communicate with people of different political persuasions, and I hope I will always make you proud in all of my continued political organizing. I will never forget how we started that trip with your unwavering support for Biden. And by the time we got to Yellowstone, we had finished listening to Mayor Pete's book, Shortest Way Home, and you were fully on Team Pete and asked if we could listen to the book again. Your joy for Pete's campaign only inspired mine further. I will miss our political discussions so deeply. I loved how you taught me to be willing to listen to another perspective, to be willing to be changed by it without compromising your values. I will always giggle at the shock you enjoyed giving me after voting Republican your entire life, to then knocking on doors for Obama. I wish I could call and tell you that Mayor Pete called to express his condolences, and he remembered stories I had shared about you. Mayor Pete sends his gratitude for your fellow service in the Navy. Your influence was far bigger than you ever realized. Your quiet and loving nature was felt by so many. I will keep working to fulfill your dying wish to see a headline that says, "You're fired, Donnie." I will miss our weekly dinners. I will even miss the far too many text messages to pick a place that you, my brother, and I could eat at with all our dietary restrictions. I will miss trying to one-up each other and who could find the funniest birthday card. Family birthday and holiday dinners will never be the same. But your love will forever be felt around our dinner tables. I will forever cherish the pride you had in me, the tears you cried when my principal told you how grateful she is for my work with our students. I carry your pride and love forward in all of my teaching. I will forever cherish the tears of pride and joy you had when my students thanked you for your service last Veterans Day at school. I will miss your dry humor and the jokes you are still making from heaven. A few weeks before you died, you said, "I don't know why everyone's freaking out about buying all the toilet paper. I have a lifetime supply." It was only after you died I discovered you only had 6 rolls and you meant enough for your lifetime. It's been an honor and a privilege to be your daughter. I love you beyond belief, and I will miss you for an eternity. Thank you for being my dad.